At this point, I think this is the end of my really high must-have list. Like these, there was the bare minimum. There was the additional Voyager Regents Praetus for those couple of cards that you should see almost everywhere. After that, I find it going into really strong, but not necessarily must-have things. So I'm going to call this part 2.
Okay.
And one of the things I like to start off part 2 with is you were talking about Voyager a lot because Federation can be really strong if you want to go outside of the Borg. And once you start going, especially if you start going with some of the non-Borg or faction purity things, I think the next ship that would be your best pick is going to be the Federation. It's going to be a great big ship that does pretty much everything that people waited for a long time. David, can you guess what I'm thinking?
The Prometheus?
No, we don't know what's on the Prometheus yet.
The Enterprise E?
Enterprise E.
Okay.
I like the Enterprise E. Very strong, very solid ship, lots of attack, lots of decent crew options.
Dorsal weapons array?
Picard 8.
Yeah, Picard 8. He makes me happy.
The line must be drawn here. Actually, it was drawn a little bit before this guy, but
yeah.
If you want to throw,
he also makes Fleet Pure cry.
Mm-hmm. Like
I don't know why. I don't know how he's not banned in Fleet Pure games.
That's WizKids saying, you want to make up your own rules to our game? We'll just release this guy. Let's see what you deal with him.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to soapbox here for like 10 seconds.
Go for it.
But, you know, Fleet Pure starts going, well, we're doing Fleet Pure because we hate mixing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then WizKids invents Picard 8, which gives you an automatic crit and an extra defense die against a faction of choice. Well, when you're Fleet Pure, everything on the opponent's side is the same fleet. How is Picard 8 not broken in Fleet Pure? Think about that, Fleet Pure people. Just think about it. All right.
Fleet Pure just... Yeah, I worry about Fleet Pure because a lot of people are just so overwhelmed by the Borg that they are willing to be overpowered by Federation or Dominion, which can be almost as bad, but is not bad enough to trigger that, oh my god, I hate them all response.
Right.
But there are definitely winners and losers in Fleet Pure, and Federation is one of the winners.
Yeah.
And that is why you want this ship.
Yeah.
Also comes with some good secondary ones. Crusher is actually a nice substitute if you can't get a hold of Goval or Linalis early on.
Right.
Troy is actually not a bad pick. Not that I ever run her, but she will help you against if you run into Cloak.
Quantum torpedoes, since we don't recommend buying the USS Defiant.
Oh yeah. Poor Defiant. Everyone loves the tough little ship, but it just didn't translate well.
Right. Oh, there was one other upgrade.
Which one? Riker?
Riker, thank you.
Riker was a good one.
Better in the Dreadnought days.
Yeah. That if it was still the Dreadnought days, this would be higher up on my list.
Yeah. But even Riker, if you can combo him with some things, basically, for the cost of disabling him, to let almost anything else take an action for free, it's pretty nice. Yes, he's 5 points, but he's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. All right, David. I'm leaving the next one up to you. What do you think is the next best ship? I'll see if I actually put it on my list as well. I've got like 3 more choices on... Oh, okay, I take it back. I've got like 2 more choices on here since we already did Coronac. Because Cornac's definitely a good one. This is about the spot where I'd put it. Anything?
I almost have to take. It's tough. There are really good choices and there are really bad choices.
You're being judged here now. If you fail this test, you're off of this federation.
Uh-oh. I'm going to take the IKS Groth, and I
Really?
can justify it.
Anything on there besides the whatchamacallit that you like? Besides the projected stasis field?
Projected stasis field is one because it can mess with Borg and it messes with Federation, and that's two things that you're going to see a lot of in organized play, but also tribbles.
Yeah.
And yes,
tribbles
you have
are just
to learn
fun,
how to
darn
use tribbles, but tribbles can be good fun. And the Groth itself is not a hideous support ship. And one of the things that I see people early on not do well is have a good support ship. They will cram too many upgrades on ships that shouldn't have a lot of upgrades. So they'll, for instance, make a 50-point Defiant. Because they have
the Defiant. I did that once. It turned out okay.
Yeah, and it can. But it's not the best call that a person can make. And you know, or make a 50-point Keldon just because it's there. And sometimes you just take a Groth and you run it bare bones because it's a ship, and at 18 points with 3 attack dice just working, it can do something. And maybe you slap projected stasis field on it and you let it do its thing, and if it dies, it dies, and if it lives, and you're okay. And it runs a support role, and that's okay. The rest of your fleet has a job to do.
Yeah. Not bad if you're a little bit short on points or short on requirements for the fighters, since all the fighters need, the 4 hull ships. So if you're running like 2 ships and 2 fighters, excuse me. The Groth is a good could probably be a good backup. I could see that. It was not on my list.
Yeah.
I downrated the projected stasis field a little, again, because as we were talking about earlier, the Dreadnought days are not as strong anymore.
Yeah. Projected stasis field still can wreck a sphere, though. If you can set it up right, you can kill a sphere.
It is a good attack negation.
Yeah.
But as for what I would run a projected stasis field on for attack negation, you generally want, since projected stasis field hurts your attack as well and puts your ship at risk, I would probably want to put it on something really cheap. Something so cheap that it could be possibly the cheapest ship in the game and hold one of those highly coveted tech slots. Come on, David.
Oh, the Romulan science vessel?
Heck yeah.
The Apnex.
We know I'm a fan of the Apnex.
Yes.
This was also on my list. I brought it up to you, or you brought it up, the concept of support vessels. This is not an attacking support vessel, of course, but I like this. I like the support vessel as, of course, the buffer carrier, the friendly guy that costs very few points, but assists your ships in other ways besides firepower.
Right.
And of course, as we went over in my favorite ships list, can sometimes deal that 1 extra point of damage.
Right, especially against a ship that rolls no defense.
Indeed. Your 1 attack die can do stuff. It's kind of silly. But
and it reached 1, it might just do 2.
That was one of the funniest things back in OP1. I was running Galler classes and my Apnex. My Galler classes would roll their 4 or 5 attack dice and get maybe 1 or 2 hits. My Apnex with Denatra on it would roll 2 hits every time. No battle station, no target lock. She was just lucky. And it was darn annoying, too.
Oh, yeah. It always...
But yeah, messing with attack economy is big. Apnex can do that. It also comes with, some good cards. Interface Generator is a must-have if you want to play any kind of cloaking ship. Okay, maybe not a must-have, but a very, very highly valuable card. We've got Veryl, who did a lot of things on her own to encourage the fall of the Golden Age, as it were, and the rise of the Wharf Age. And Mirok is actually a fine captain. Free hull or shield repair. So yeah, even it does great with other cards. It has some pretty darn good cards of its own. David, did I lose you? It sounded like you cut out there.
Oh no, I'm still here.
Oh, good.
I'm perusing my reviews to see if I'm missing anything.
Let's see. I only have one other ship left that I would really say is one you really want to pick up early. Honorable mention, I actually put the Bream Cruiser.
I can see that. It gives you a lot of niche stuff to do.
Mm-hmm. Energy Dissipator is very fun, and there's still nothing else like it in the game, really.
Right.
You get 2 of them, which is all you'll ever need. And Breenade is a solid card too. But he just barely missed my list. He gets an honorable mention.
I'm gonna throw a little bit of a wild card at you.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna throw the Gornaris out there.
Oh, the new guy.
The new guy.
You like the new guy.
And here's why. The improved deflector screens is one of those cards that's going to make all of your small ship purchases better. Now, we haven't recommended a lot of small ships, but any small ships that you do get will be made better by that pack, including the Gornaris itself.
Yes, improved deflector screens was pretty high up on a couple of our tech lists for being really darn good.
Yeah, and it's one of those packs. Is it this tier or is it a tier lower? It's probably a tier lower.
Gorn Raiding Party, really darn useful.
Yeah, it's more of an honorable mention. But you know what? Sometimes it's nice to buy a pack just because it's new and it's cool and it's fun. But Gorn Raiding Party is a cool card.
Seslack is all right. He's pretty good for a captain.
The Seslack captain card's cool. Slar is binder fodder. And the Gornaris ship itself is not a bad ability. Again, it's one of those nice niche support ships that you could run, and you know what? Sometimes an OP might just need some weird in it, and this is one of those ships that's going to specialize in weird.
I like weird. I like originality. I like cool stuff.
So, yeah. So that's my honorable mention.
That's cool. See, now I want to run in another honorable mention for the Reklar for the sole purpose of Madred, because killing captains is the one thing he does best, and that is something that is got to be worth something.
Yeah. Yeah,
from
but see,
throwing
if we
a.
do that, I think we can almost start to justify every pack for some reason.
Madrid has not proven his usefulness yet, but he did appear in one of the top 3 lists. And if I have my way, he will appear in another top list at Worlds.
Yeah.
Because I like him a lot.
It's either going to be Madrid or a lore with a Tantalus field.
Oh. Can he get around that? No, he can't get around that Enterprise restriction, can he?
That's the prevailing thought. He gets around Vulcan High Command restrictions.
Well, I guess we'll have to ask Worf when they come back online. Yeah.
It's been a month. Well,
uh,
it's been a month. They're gone.
And we're in the middle of Nationals, which could be a little bit important. I'll go with the last high tier ship that I actually had that made the list, and that's going to be the Negvar.
Ah, yes. Martok 8.
Martok 8, Drex, really solid, really darn solid crew. Martok 8 with his action stacking abilities. For the same reason we put the Coronac on the list, and for the same reason Picard 9 is something you are definitely thankful it was in the starter pack. Action economy rules. Apart from that, though, InShot is a very nice tech card that I would like to see played more often.
Yeah,
it does a lot of good things. It does a lot of good things, especially in the more fleet pure areas, because getting an extra maneuver is more important when there's not a lot of 360 arcs around.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the same reason that Admiral Forrest is a very useful admiral.
He's a cool guy. Let's see that. Sabotage, I believe, came. No, Sabotage did not come this one. Sabotage might have come in the Groth. But that would be another good reason to run the Groth, because Sabotage. I see Sabotage might be coming back. Not that it was ever in the first place.
Yeah, we also got Gowron as a captain, which will buff your other Klingon ships. So,
which puts him on a really high level for Klingon fleet pure.
Yeah, well, especially if you've got the Groth and you get the Vorchaw in the starter. So that's a neat, tidy little Klingon fleet to begin with. Yeah. Oh, you get Klingon boarding party. That's a thing.
That was another good one. Again, more useful when combined with the projected space field, or back when dreadnoughts were a good thing, but a little less valuable now, which is why it ended up near the bottom of the list. But there are still some really, I think there's still enough good stuff in this pack that we will be seeing. We will be seeing at least one of the cards in here again in Nationals, if only for the reason is because I will be running it again because I love Martok.
Yeah, Martok 8 is a clutch captain, and one because of his versatility to give any captain of lower skill than him an action within range 1 to 2. He's going to be a card that's going to live until the day that he's retired, banned, or replaced by something superior.
Indeed. In fact, he's gotten better, not super recently, but ever since the advent of admirals. Because now you can practically give a free action to anybody.
Yep.
I've been waiting a long time for him to be able to command Khan. Good old Reliant Khan. But yes. So, here is the list that we ended up going with. Let me go ahead and make that a little bigger. Top tier, Sphere 4270, Queen Vessel Prime, and both fighter squadrons. You can get away with that. If you want to go with just that, you can get away with a heck of a lot of things. Maybe a second Borg sphere. I'll put a little asterisk by there, because that's what a lot of people do. Let's see, the high tier section: Voyager, Regent's flagship, the Praetus. I'm going to star that because you want multiple cloaked mines if you're going to go for it. But one is definitely not a bad idea. Enterprise E, the Apnex, the Coronac, and the Negvar. free actions, little support ships. I missed one. What was yours? The Garoth.
The Groth.
Yes.
And I really do believe in the Groth.
Mm-hmm. And some darn good game-changing cards and solid all-around ships.
Who
Lastly,
doesn't love triples?
oh, I want to bring triples back. And our honorable mentions: the Gornaris, the Reklar, and the Gore Portas.
Yeah, just don't put triples on your Klingons, people.
That's what I wanted to do more than anything. It would have been so good. Look at my
There's gotta be a way around that.
Look at my 8 attack dice Vorcha. Oh, there is a way around it. Is you just don't put any Klingon captains on your Klingon ships.
At that point, you're better off putting it on a Keldon. Anyways,
that's a fleet building thing for a task for another day, I think. But yes, these are our big picks right here. If you're ever in doubt and you're looking for something between this list and not on this list, and you're like, I don't got a lot of money, but I want to beat that darn smug Will character at Nationals, these are the things I suggest you get.
So this plus a starter, if you were to get the top tier and the high tier at retail, you're looking at about $200. Because I'm talking one of each.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're looking at 4 top tier and 8 high tier. So that's 12. 12 times 15 is 180. Plus a starter set is what, 25?
40, I think. Retail?
40?
Yeah.
40 retail? Yeah. It's been so long since I bought a starter.
Yeah.
Anyways, although I bet if you went into your friendly local gaming store and you said, hey, I'd like to get all of this, could we work some kind of a discount out? They'd probably give you some kind of a discount.
I was going to say, at the stores around here that actually do sell retail do things like $10 off every $100 you purchase. You know, they got their little loyalty cards and things like that. So you can definitely get this for a little bit less than that.
Yeah, I mean, any store that would want to charge you retail, you probably don't want to buy them because they're not all that friendly. But yeah, I mean, you know, we're not here to talk about retail pricing. There's this is viable. This would get you a playable fleet, fixed faction. If you're looking at specific fleets, then you are better off going into my Board Game Geek list, picking a faction or two. Of course, we're going to say Borg is the top tier. After that, probably Federation, Dominion, Romulans. At this point, Romulans because of the Cloaked Minds, Federation and Dominion because they have fighters. And overall strong ships who get 360 firing arcs with upgrades. Is that fair to say, Will?
Yep. And that is Math Guy 6189, your Star Trek Attack Wing ship review.
Yeah, let me send you a link to that.
Over on BoardGameGeek.com.
Okay. I just sent you the link in our Skype chat.
All right. I will definitely have this this link down in the video below if I remember. Hopefully, I could be able to do that. But yeah, for more by faction choices, this list is good. Pick the ones that of the faction you actually want to play, and then for more to fill out whatever you're getting, this is the guy to go to. This guy right here.
Yeah. And feel free to ask me questions there. You know, post a comment on any ship, comment overall on the list. I get notifications there, so I'm happy to respond and, you know, shoot me a message if you want it in private. And I'm there to help.
We want you to play this game, darn it. Bring your friends, bring them all, point them our way, and we'll get them started, and we'll have them wiping the floor with you in no time. Oh wait, that's probably not the best way to advertise that.
We'll help you beat people, and we'll help them beat people too.
Yeah, we're on the same side here, guys. No need to fight amongst ourselves, right?
Wait, I thought that was our plan for Worlds.
Alright, guys. That will conclude the Building on a Budget segment.